Ready to go? Iho, good evening. Ake detsiruhi o te kape. A da code e api. Tukte ona hetsiru koka hani kapta hana detsiru skampi. O kade o gede di akapi. A hantiata isna ku o ge wawanda kapi etsa I tohana nisa. Iok pia chante wastea anagupta akabho. Tana wana da code wichok anki da code e api hana hadushna unkai api. Ka tukte hona o koki hipi hana misa tukte hona o aki a haya hetchet. Takuk tena washka. My friends and relatives, I send greetings, good evening, and we are starting again this evening to do our Dakota. Like I said, you know, we are losing our language and we're doing everything we can to try and bring it back to the community. You know, it's very important that we take the time to listen, to learn, because, you know, we don't want to lose that connection with the language. So this is why we're gathered here again today and do what we need to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to review last night's work, and those were the verbs of mani. Mani means walk. Mauni, you and I walk. Mauni pi, we walk. Mayani, you walk. Mawani, I walk. And then we just add another little word after that. Mani bdekte, I will walk. Mauni kte, you and I will walk. Mauni pikte, we will walk. Mayani kte, you will walk. Mawani kte, I will walk. And then we had some sentences into it. Mazopia heichi mawani. Mazopia heichi mani bedekte. I will walk to the store. Mazopia heichi mauni kte. You and I will walk to the store. Mazopia heichi mauni pikte. We will walk to the store. Mayani kte. Mazopia heichi mayani kte. You will walk to the store. Mazopia heichi mawani kte. I will walk to the store. And then we had wachi, dance. Waunchi, you and I dance. Waunchi pi, dance, we dance. Wayachi, you dance. Wawachi, I dance. And I had wachipi. That means when a lot of people are dancing. Wachipi ekta oyamte. We will go to the dance. And then I had the emotions. Chea, cry. Istecha, shy. yawn, Iowa, tired, Euro, angry, Chanza, sad, Iokpishni, respectful, Owohoda, laugh, Icha, giggle, Nachma, Icha. When you try and muffle your laugh. Kokipa, which is afraid. And we did a whole lot of other things, just randomly. You know, I asked the students, ska, like that, all the colors, but I mixed it all up, numbers, I mixed it all up, just to see if they still know the numbers from grade school. Okay, so we will start on 2 new verbs. Where is it? The first verb is apabadu. Apabadu is to burp. Burp. Awapabadu. He or she burps. Amapabadu. Amapabadu. I burp. Ayapabadu. Ayapabadu. You burp. Ayapabadu be. Ayapabadu be. You all burp. Remember that PI is the sound of a plural. You all burp. Each and every one of you. Let's see if we can do that. Unka pabadu. Unka pabadu. You and I burp. Unka pabadu pi. Unka pabadu pi. We burp. Apa badu pi. Apa badu pi. They burp. Okay, this one here is kapopa pida akabadu. Amabadu. Kapopa pida amapabadu. Like pop makes me burp. They have a, like over here we say manis nina. Manis nina amapabadu, you know, the pop makes me burp. Tado amapabadu, the meat made me burp. Tado amapabadu, The meat made me burp. And the next one, the last one, Wahampi ani bubada. Wahampi ani babadu. Wahampi ani babadu. The soup made you burp. It's pretty tricky, but it's all like referring to he or she or they or everybody, we, they. You know, it takes it all in. And those are called conjugated verbs. So, did you write them down?
I don't know how to spell.
Okay, awa babadu, and he'll put it on the awa babadu.
There's a little, that's kind of like a P and a B there. So
Yeah,
like I said, I do this like a PB, kind of like awapa, because awapa maluma mate. Awapa, and then this when you hear this word badoo, it means you're like I'm doing it, right? When you hear that badoo, like badoo jaja,
yeah.
I'm washing myself. Badoo. So that's when something happens yourself, you do something yourself. Badoo.
And the next one was ama babadu.
And then in that one, then you just, the only parts we're really switching here is this now.
Ama babadu. Babadu.
Oh, sorry guys, I forgot it. P-A, ba, right here. Awa, ba. Ama, ba.
And that means I burp. And the next one, aya babadu. Ya ba badu. Just use that as a reference, what he has there.
Yeah, the only part you'll notice that's changing
It's in
is
the
this section of words right here. Now,
aya babadu, which means you burp. Aya babadu pi. Aya babadu pi.
P-I in the end.
You all burp.
That's the one too. I write that P and a B. That way it's a B, not like a P. That P and the B kind of makes it like a P and a B sound. PB.
Yeah.
B. Yeah.
Unka babadu. Unka babadu.
Here's that word for remember your nose. Make your nose vibrate on that one.
Unka babadu. And that means you and I burp. Unka babadu pi. Unka babadu pi. Just like that, but the pi at the end. Unka babadu pi, which is we burp. Pa, pa. That will be, it's not a P, pa Badu. Apa badu pi. Apa, it's like a P or a B. Apa badu pi. PB. Apa badu pi. And that's they burp. Mani, sini, na. Write it how you hear it. Mani, mani, M-N-I. Sini, S-N-I. Mani, sini, na. Mani, sini, na. Apa badu. A, ba, badu. Soda or pop made him burp. Got it? The next one. Tado. Tado. Ama. Ama. Ba. Badu. Tado. Ama. Pa. Badu. Tado ama pa badu. The meat made me burp. And the last one, wahampi ani pa badu. Wahampi ani pa badu. The first time I was teaching a Dakota class here in Sioux Valley, it was a few years back, and I showed them I taught them how to say wahampi. So days went by and I asked the students, because I had a picture of a bowl of soup, and I asked them, and one of them said, "Wasupi." Wahampi ani pabdu. The soup made you burp. Wasupi. That's not a word, so don't write it down. And what was the next one? Or I didn't go on to another one? I can't remember. I better write this one down. Okay, and we are going to do awa hadake, awa hadaka. Awa, A-W, the N is the nasal. You Make it the noise through your nose. Awa hada. Awa hada ka. Or awa hada ke or awa hada ka. Awa hada ke. Awa hada ka. That means to take care of, taking or watching over one's own, like to babysit. So we'll go with the first one. Awa hada ke. Ke is the K-E at the end. Awa hada ke. Awa hada ke. It's just spelled exactly like that, but with a K-E. And that means she or he watches his or her own. The next one, listen carefully. Awa wa. Awa wa hada ke. Awa wa hada ke. Okay, and the wa is the I. I watch over my own. That's what it means. The next one. Awaya hadake. Awaya hadake. Awaya hadake. Ya is you. Awaya hadake. You watch over your own. You watch over your own. Awaya hadake. And the next one, spelled the same way but a K-A. Awaya hadaka bi. Awaya hadaka bi. Remember, P is the plural. You all watch over your own. You all watch over your own. Awaya hadaka bi. Okay. Awa hadake. Awa hadake. Awa hadake. Awa hadake. You and I. watch over our own. You and I watch over our own. Awa hada ka pi. Awa hada ka pi. We watch over our own. Awa hada ka pi. That's the last one. Awa hada ka pi. Awa hada ka pi. They watch over their own. Okay, we will do a review. We'll go over what you had just wrote down. So try and repeat after me. Make sure you get those sounds in there. The first one, apabdu. Apabdu. Awa babadu. He or she burps. Aya babadu. Aya babadu. Ama babadu. Ama babadu, which is I burp. Aya babadu pi. Aya babadu pi. You all burp. Uka babadu. You and I burp. Uka babadu. Apa badu pi. Apa badu pi, which is they burp. Manis nina. Amapu. Apabadu. Manis nina apabadu. The soda made him burp. Tado amapabadu. The meat made me burp. And wahampi anipabdu. The soup made you burp. Awa hadaka. Awa hadake. To take care of. Take care of your own, like babysitting. Awa hadake. Watch. He or she watches over her own. Awa wahadake. Awa wahadake. I watch. Awaya hadakapi. You all watch. Awa uhadake. You and I. Awa uhadakapi. We watch over our own. Awa hadakapi. They watch over. So those are the verbs. And we have from A to Z. And we'll get it done. These are just some. So, in saying that, tell me, I'll say it in English, tell me in Dakota, how you say store. We said it so many times yesterday. Mazopia. Mazopia. Yeah. What about school? Waiawatipi. And I also told you about the car, how it was made up. Ie chimney. At one point in time, it used to be Ie chia kahamihimi, rolling by itself. But as the years went by, it was shortened to Ie chimney. Same with the chair. Cha akanya kapi. So now we say chaung kapte. So those are just some words that I will keep bringing up. What is wachi? What about walk? Mani. What about I walk? I walk. Mawani. Mauni is we walk. You and I walk. Okay. So from here, I'll hand it over to Toshka.
Right, first Bible? Yep. Coffee, grab a coffee, stretch your backs. Re-smudge. On the air. We are on the air. How many viewers we got out there, by the way? 784, I imagine. Well, keep in mind, you know, when we say there might be 30 people watching, eventually, I think one of the last videos, I think even from just the one yesterday, I think there was like 178 people overall that watched. So it's 178 times 2 eyeballs looking at us here. So there's a lot of eyes staring our way, and I'm hearing that there's relatives there in Sisseton. I hear there's relatives in different communities. So in a sense, this is Ocheti Shakui here, you know, and we're all gathering. You know, if we could all come together like this, then this is maybe not physically we're all together, but spiritually, technology has a way of kind of uniting all of us in this way, the language. And so I know you can learn a lot by Wilmer Mesteth. If you ever get a chance to go on YouTube, go and type in Wilmer Mesteth. He's a Dakota historian, and he has a lot of songs. And actually, he made a song about the language at one of the conferences down south. He made a song about it, and so a lot of times you could go in and listen to the language, and then listen to the language. By the way, those of you that are listening at home, if you have a computer, really good because you can use a mouse and you can go back and replay something, go back and replay it over and over like that. It's real easy with the technology that we have. And for a while there, I was doing the reviews, like, well, let's review. But it's really no point because you just have to go back to yesterday or the videos yesterday, because I think I don't want to waste time doing all the reviews, right? So if you want to go back into the last few classes, you'll just go back and you'll see what we taught already. The ba, bo, ni, ba, sa, se, all those little sounds that we talked about, that's all on there. So one of the things that I saw on Facebook, somebody says, "Is there food there at the language?" And usually, yeah, we got donuts and coffee. And so if you ever wanted to get nice and sweet, come on over and you can have something to eat. But so anyways, I just as just as a kind of like to talk about food. Food is really important for Dakota. It's one of the most important things for us. So I'll just bring that up real quick. Just a few sentences that we could use for food. There's a one word for food. Wode. 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 Later on, we're going to figure out this word. Woyute, wota. We can talk about that a little bit later. But real quick. Wode wahi. I come to eat. I know that's what some of you want to say that. That's probably one of the reasons. I'm not here really into the language that much. I just come to eat. Wode wahi. So next time you'd say that. Next time. Yeah. And so next time somebody walks in, you're gonna say wode yahi. You're just here to eat. Wode yahi. Next time, when I see cheese walk into the door next time, that's the first thing I'm gonna say. Wode yahi. You're here, you came here. This word right here, later on, you'll figure this word he. It means to came. They came. He. Heapy means two of them or more came, right? Heapy. Heapy. Came. And so if he's coming with somebody else, there's two cheese and somebody else come walking in the door and they look just hungry. And so there's two of them now, and so we're going to add that B at the end. Wode yahipi. Wode yahipi. You guys are just practicing that word tonight now. Your favorite ones. Let's work on all the food ones tonight. Just fluent in food talk. Yeah. That's actually, those of you that are learning the language at home, find out your favorite place to go to. If you love playing moccasin games, learn those words first, the words that you learn at the moccasin games. If you love to cook, learn those words. If you're very into parenting, learn those words. Whatever your world is, everybody has different worlds, right? And so you can't just teach a blanket language. We want to teach specific words to that. Because I learned this, I was like, oh man, I'm getting so good at learning the language, learning Dakota. I was at the prayers, the ceremonies, all that. And then I go and visit that self-government office and they're talking politics. I was like, I don't even know anything, all over again. So every location you go to, there's going to be different words spoken there. And so we have food here, so that's why as a little joke, I wanted to bring up food here. And I think it's so important. Yeah. This is what cheese will be saying here. Wode uhi. You can't eat. We? Wode uhi. Uhipi. To put that for the pluralized. It's usually if there's two of them, but if there's three, then we uhipi. I was going to talk to some of the elders about this because, like I said before, those of you, I think it's always real. I enjoy teaching, and I think people don't get intimidated by me because I'm a learner. I'm learning. I'm still learning the language, right? I'm not a know-it-all. I don't sit there and judge you because look, you're saying that word. Oh man, I sounded so funny in the beginning, and man, if my uncle never laughed at me, or said, no, say it, no. Fourth, fifth time, okay, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. And I'll give you an example of that later on. Wode uhi. We came to eat. So first thing you're going to say that when you go into a restaurant. Wode uhipiro. When you're walking in there. Well, I guess. Yeah. And then the last one, you're just talking about two people. Instead of just wode he, that's just one person, right? But heapy, wode heapy, they just came to eat. They just came to eat. This word here turns it into they, right? Or three, or more people. Food came.
three or more people like that. You'll notice how simple the language is, how complicated we want to make the language, but it's pretty easy, pretty easy. And like I say, it talks in almost like when you talk in the language, it's almost like you're talking like Yoda, right? Tired, I am, or like in a sense, it's like that. It's like codes. Once you figure that code out, the pattern of the code, then you'll notice it's very easy to learn. And so these conjugations that we're doing, those are the codes. So we'll talk about that. And I'm going to start off with, when I'm going to do these conjugations, I'm going to start off with one of the most difficult conjugations. And it's the word okia or okie. And, but I want to, and so just keep in mind, rather than me telling you all these, this is I, my actions, your actions, you, ya. Again, ya, you, you're doing something, right? Here would be us, like you and I. And then be is the pluralizing. There's three or more of us, or a whole bunch of us. Be. And keep in mind, we're not saying P, it's B. It's like a PB, little mix of a. Sometimes you'd hear that, sometimes wachi P, you'll hear people say. I've heard people say what? Like TP, TP. It's TB. It's like a PB in there, right? TP, TP. So even that's, you would think TP, that's just one word. That's two words. T is to live. B means more than one person. TB, right? TP. That's two words in there. It's not one word, TP. Tim Hortons is the best. Okay. All right. And so, as we're going along somebody had told me it's always nice when you give a little bit of the stories, the lessons. And we're in Sioux Valley, I would say right now, we're working on healing. This is the goal. And the language, within the language, there's healing in the language. And understanding comes with the language as well. And so I wanted to talk about a little word, and this is so important. Some of our families, you know, I know for all of our families, this is kind of like a touchy subject a little bit, but I think we got to talk about it. Some of our families, it seems like no matter how hard we try to move forward, something's holding us back. No matter how many times we move forward and try to do something, something bad always happens when we're trying to do good. And I used to talk about that. I said, how come our family or other families in our communities, it seems like we're always struggling to move forward? And then he talked about when they got back from boarding school, a lot of the grandpas, a lot of them were angry and frustrated. You know, that they came back and they brought back a lot of the anger and the frustrated feelings, and they started to hurt each other. This was like early 1900s, you know, way back. And then of course you mix all the pent up feelings from the traumas our people been going under. So he talked about this word, woshicha. And then you'd see that word shicha in there. And it's something we would say that's something that's bad or negative or something like that. But I looked at the origin of these words, and it would be the word shicha. And I like to sit down and talk with the elders to really break these words down. Even the word shicha, you'll notice this word shi in our language. Anytime you hear this, it's kunshi, dekshi, tahashi, kunkashi. It's a lot of love with these words whenever you hear this. And so when you see this word cha, it seems like wanicha, shi wanicha, or shi nicha, or not, there's no goodness, or it's that feeling of comfort, that feeling of peace is gone, you know, like that. And so that's what I would consider. And that's how it is if you see something bad, if you judge something as bad, it means there's no peace there, right? There's no love there. There's not goodness there. So that's what we would consider shicha. Shicha. And I know a lot of us in our communities, you're hearing about generation, they keep saying sicha, which is a whole different word. It's an SH sound. Shicha. I was learned the first time I heard that word was off of Man Called Horse when that guy was really trying to give them offering, and here they're saying, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. And he goes, oh, lila shicha, he says. I said, what does that mean? He said, really bad. Lila shicha, he said. He said, when it's really bad, they'll shicha. And sometimes they'll do it real hard like that. But I asked him, I said, what would that word be? He said, it's kind of like a word you would use for curse, he said. But in the old idea, whatever you send out, it comes back to you, right? So rather than us focus on this word, how do you change that? How do you stop that from your family going through this negativity? And then he said, you create woashte. Woashte. It's like you create good luck for others. You create goodness for others. Woashte. Woashte would be blessings, I guess you could even say. You bless each other in a way. But it's not the opposite of a curse. What would be that? A blessing, right? The opposite of a... And so sometimes you might look at, well, how come me? How come I have such bad luck? How come I'm going through all this? It could not have nothing to do with you. It could have something to do with that's still within the family. But the question is how do you heal that? You create goodness. And how our families used to do that was create a feast, feed the community, offer, volunteer, go down to maybe somebody that's mourning in the community, go make them a pot of soup, create goodness, bring goodness to your community, create good energy, make a gift for somebody and give it away. Maybe you see somebody on the road here, he's got old jacket. Gee, nephew been walking down the road, old jacket, and just see him all tore up. I'm going to go to Brad and go buy him a jacket. You go to Brad and buy him a jacket and give it to him. Here, I noticed you didn't have it. That's wash day. You're creating good energy. And you could say karma. Washichu. Karma, I guess you could say. But I don't know. And that's a good way to think about it. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because these words really helped me change. The question that I had is, well, how do you create goodness in your community? How do you make it good? And he said, wash day. Create all that. Be a good community member, in other words. Be a good relative. That's the one way, So I just wanted to bring that up a little bit. And so I think that's what a lot of us are doing in here. We're creating some good energy with each other. So here's this crazy word. Oh my gosh, this word here, by the time we're done studying this word, we're going to be cross-eyed. But once you get it, you're going to be really proud of yourself. I got it. And it helps you to understand you and me and us and them and, all of those like that. And I know Tui was explaining it here, but this is the word that I started to learn that helped me understand, help them, help me, help us. They're helping me, I'm helping you, all of those different ways. And so I think there's enough of us in here where we can give a little bit of examples as we're going along too, because Dakota, we're very visual. And so a lot of times too, when I'm teaching, I'm going to say, close your eyes and imagine you're talking to, like that. So you'll get an idea. So on here, I'm always going to write these right here. What this means when I write this, it means I want you to say this real deadly. Oh! Like that. And then this part, just not too much. Kie. So the first part's going to be really intense. Oh! Kie. That's a dramatic version of it, but that's how I had to train myself when I was learning. Oh! Kie. Then later on, oh kie. Right? So then it sounds right. So just basically, this part sounds really high like that, and then once that dot is there, then down here, your note, you drop down a little bit. Oh, kie. And you have to do it in the right spot, because if you don't, here's an example. If I put that little dot, move it over, now this part has to go. Oki. Yeah. See, that's a different sound right there altogether. That's tell, or a say, or tell them. Okie. Okiaka, you know. Omakiaka. That's this word right here. So it's different from okie and okie. See the difference? Okie and okie. So when you see in these books like this, that little dot in here, that's what that means. That first word, say it with a lot of energy, and then on the second part, pull it back, that energy. So this one is o-kie. O-kie. Now let's not be so dramatic. Okie. Okie. Or okia. But here's this word. To break this down, whenever you're hearing this word kie or kia, it's usually two words. Weochpiata kia, kie. Here's a little story here back in Sioux Valley. Eli Taylor and them, they were playing hockey in Griswold. Uka has all these old stories he used to tell me. They were playing hockey. This must have been back in the 40s or 50s or something. And they say Eli Taylor, a young man, was standing there. And here they were just fighting for the puck in the corner, just going for it. And here Eli Taylor was just standing there and he was just going, "Oh, Kiapo! Oh, Kiapo! Oh, Kiapo!" And he wasn't even helping them himself. But he's telling everybody else, "Help him! Help him!" Oh, that must have been cool to hear hockey and Dakota together. That must have been awesome. Even then, you know, those words for hockey, we should learn all those ones. That'll be fun. So, okia. So when you hear a story like that, now that's going to stick with a lot of you guys out there. So if you want to tell all of you guys to help somebody, I would say, okiapo, okiapo. Help them, help. Po would be mean more. But if that was a female, she would say, okiapie. Okiapie. If it was a woman saying that, hey? Pie. Okiapie. Okiapie. That's a little difference there. Yeah, if you ever hear a woman say wo or po, you can correct her in a good way. Wo, a woman will just say yeah in that situation. Po, they'll say be at the end. You can correct them and just say, yeah, we're all learning. We're all going to make a lot of mistakes. So here again, we have to make the o. Now I'm going to be doing something. I'm going to be being helpful. I'm the one going to do that. So wa kie. O wa kie. O wa kie. I help. Now, this is confusing because later on we're gonna get this confused. Like I remember one time going to an elder saying, "Oh, akie, I help," and then she said, "No, you're supposed to say ochichi, ochichite." Like, oh, okay. So that's why I want to share this because I'm gonna talk about that a little bit later. I'm helping you. Ochichi is different from oakie. I help to I help you. There's two different ones. So we'll talk about that a little bit, you know. So now, if I was to do you, does anybody know that word yet? Wa, u, ya. You can practice with that. Everybody go wa, ya, u, us. Yeah. But it's different later on if I was talking about myself, like my feelings. It'll be ma, ni, and u. That's different than action words, eh? You'll notice the difference between ma, because ma means me too, and wa means me. But what's the difference? Ma is more how my state, how I am, and wa is what I'm doing.
Chilled.
Wa is more what I'm doing. I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so right there, that's oyakie, you helped. Oyakie, you helped. See, I'm just going to change these. We don't need to do the whole word because you're just changing that one part in there. Okay, now we're going to add, what if it's two people? What if it's two people helping, right? Cheese and Randall are both doing something, so we have to add that B, right? So let's just, so not only you, and plus we're going to add the B at the end. So you both are helping. Oya, o yakiapi, o yakiapi, o yakiapi. O yakiapi. O yakiapi. You see how that O is way up there and then it drops down. O yakiapi. O wakie.
And that is what?
Remember this one's you right here. But then there's more. So that's, imagine you and cheese together. Yeah, visualize the ya is one. I'm saying it to oh ya, but I'm going to add one more person. Now that makes it B. That's you. Yeah. Oh ya kia. If it was just him, oh ya kia. But now there's two of you, oh ya kiapi. Got that? Does that make sense?
Are you saying they?
We'll get to they. Yeah. Or it's saying you are helping. You two are helping. Or you three are helping. Or you four are helping. Or you seven are helping. Here's another good way to break it down. Let's break this down because this is where a lot of times we're talking about this word o. Like if we said the word maka, maka means earth, right? Or just the land or earth or the earth. But we say omaka, like all over the earth. Yeah? And so that word there, so it's kind of like if you're helping somebody, you're going towards them and towards them like this and all around them, right? How could you, that's the physically, that's what you're doing to help somebody. So you're going towards them and you're looking around all over them, checking around them, checking their area, and you're going towards them. That ya is the you part. You're doing it. Okia is just the action of it. Oyakia. You're doing it. Now, see, like this is where let's make this simpler. Try to figure this out. Oyakia, you're helping. Oyakiapi, you guys are helping. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oyakia, just you. Oyakiapi. Oyakia, you're helping. Oyakiapi, you're all helping. Yeah. Does that make sense? Got that?
Yep.
Yeah. The more we show it, the better. The more we see it, the better. Yeah. Yeah. Now it's two of us right here. You could say, oops. Oh, kia. Oh, kia. You and I are helping. Now on here it says, and I was going to ask those of you that are known the language for a lot longer than I have. In the book, I always thought when they said on kia means two of us helping. But if they say on kia pi, it means three are helping. Or would you say, even though it's just two of us, do you still say onkiapi? Do you still say that? You still say that. So let's just fix that. So it's going to be the same. So this means just two or more then. Yeah. Onkiapi.
Anything that is two or more is be.
Yeah. Onkiapi. So now, that's the word for us, hey? O un kia pi. Yeah. We are how onkia. Onkia. O unkia. See how you said it there? O unkia. That's a different. If you put it like that, that pause would have been right there. O un. O unkia. But you always have to remember this right here. O unkia. Yeah. O is telling you to let this guy be the boss. Make him loud. O unkia. Right? Throw that O out there first. O unkia. O unkiapi. You hear that word at a pow a lot. Onkiapo. Onkiapo. Help us. Help us. Onkiapo. You'll hear that a lot at a powwow. Help us, help us. Usually when they're asking for the flags, the guys at the flags, yeah. Onkiapo, you'll hear him. Help us. Onkia. We're going slow because we really have to, it takes us a while to grasp our mind around it. And once later on, like your mind's going to say, well, how do you say help them? Or like, we'll get to there. We'll get there. So okia is just to help. Owakia or owakie is I help. Oyakie is you're helping. Oyakiapi is there's a few of you guys helping. One or plus. Just remember, this word be, this means two people. Be. If you want to write it like that, it's two or more, right? Just remember that one. Be. Onkia. Be. And then, so now we're seeing a situation where we're seeing four of you guys there helping people, or two or more. We would just say okiapi. Because we're not specifying us or me or you, wa or ya or un. I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about specifically a person. I'm talking about a whole bunch of people. So all I have to do is just put okiapi, okiapi, okiapi. And so now, in a different situation, I want to talk about myself. Now, I'm not talking about my actions, but I'm talking about me as a person. Ma. Not wa, not what I'm doing. Ma. My, who, like, ma, me, ma, like that. Everybody can even practice those. Ma, ma. Instead of saying me, ma. Just replace that. Ma. And so, we have this one. Oh, ma, ki, ye. Oh, ma, ki, oh, ma, ki. Helps me. He or she helps me. You could just put somebody's name there. So and so helps me. Put somebody's name. Kushi omakie. Kushi helps me. Now, this makes sense with the elders. So when you say omakie, it means they're doing it right now, but kushi omakia, past tense, right? Long time ago. Hektahana kushi omakia. See how that ya and ye changed? Why is it ya and ye? Ye is more present, and ya is more past tense. Make a note on this one if you can. I wish we could make notes, and I don't know, for the tech guy, like right there, that's a real important part, right? Like Can we emphasize that on the thing somehow, or is it possible in the future? Where we can make like a bookmark? Like this teaching right here is pretty important. So what's the difference between omakia and omakie? Right? Two different sounds right there. But if you talk to language speakers, they don't even know they're doing it. They aren't even aware that, oh, I don't even know I'm doing that, they'll say. And so omakia is something that happened. Omakie is something that's happening. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. That's why a couple of the elders like, can I come? I said, come, because you're going to correct us. I'm the one that's supposed to look like a fool up here to make it's okay to look like a fool, to sound like a fool. Like, we sound really foolish in the beginning and we make a lot of mistakes. But that's okay. Omakie. So that's help me. Help me. This is a word that you'll use a lot in prayer. Tunkashida. Omakia. Help me. Omakia. Help me. Yeah. Omakia. Yeah. Every time I go to the bad office, it's my favorite. Omakia. Omakia. This one shika too. Meanwhile, he's just well off. Deep down, he's well off.
And they'll just say, Wod Wahi. You just here to eat.
Yeah, Wod Yahi Chan. You're just here to eat. Jeez. Okay. Now this one's going to change. This word kia is going to turn to chia. You're going to hear a little bit of a difference here. If you can think of chi as close, you're getting close with, I'm going to do something, like you'll figure out chi is like a sound. Oh, chi. It's like an intimacy coming close together in a way. You'll start to hear this and you'll start to notice this in a little bit. If you can emotionally learn the language, it's really good. Like this shouldn't just mean something you'd see. You should have feeling behind it, right? Onichie. Don't mind that dot right there. Sorry, that's not supposed to be there. That Y. That, above that Y. But this sound right here, you're going to put a dot because it... Now, if I was going to help you, I imagine a long time ago they must have just said onichie. But then people said, what? I said onichie. You know, they must have really... It's really important. If I'm going to help you, I want you to know I'm going to help you. So I'm going to put that real hard in there, right? That's to really let you know that there's somebody here to help you. Onichie. Onichie. Yeah, make that echo in here. Onichie. There's certain sounds in the Dakota language that have that. And you'll notice when it's a sound of very, very important when they have those hard sounds. It's usually a very important word of some kind. Onichie. He or she helps you. So I could say that, like, Sharice onichie. Onichie. She helps you, right? Just put, in a lot of these words, it'll just make it simpler. Just put somebody's name in front. It really helps to make sense. So-and-so helps you. Onichie. 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 There's little things, by the way, that I used to do to learn. Onichie. And I'd walk around like that. Onichie. You have to get it soaked in. You can't just sit here and say it a few times and say, okay, that's good enough. You got to let it soak in, because before a child said that word, they heard one word 50, 70,000 times before they actually said mum. They heard mum 30, 40,000 times before they actually learned to say mum. So same thing with you. You got to say it over and over and over. You got when you're driving to Brandon, Dakota in your head. Onichie, 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 over and over and over. And then you're saying it in English. She helps you, she helps you, she helps you, she helps you, she helps you. Onichie, onichie, onichie. She helps you, onichie, over and over and over. If you can go back to that word tomorrow and it does, you don't have to think about it, you did good. You did good there. This is full immersion for yourself. Now, she helps you all. O, ni, ch, I, ya, bi. She helps you all. I guess be could be used for the word all. Wachi is dancing. Wachi bi. They're all dancing. That's a good way to do it. All. Onichiapi. They're helping you all. Onichiapi. Onichiapi. And now we got to figure out how to say he or she helps us. Somebody's helping us. Oh, there's the us. Kia pi. Onkiapi. See, here's that big O here again, right? Oh, onkiapi. Oh, onkiapi. I'm very visual with that. Oh, onkiapi. I swear I lose a pound after language class with all me walking around. Onkiapi. Onkiapi. He or she helps us all. That's you'll hear that a lot when people are talking about in the sweat lodge. Tunkashe da onkiapi. The grandfathers or the spirit, they help us all. Hana onkiapi. They help us all. That's a real simple sentence. You could just say, Hana, they, in this situation. Hana onkiapi. But we could talk about that a little different. Onkiapi. They help us all. Onkiapi. To remind you, you go, for the word okia, to the root word, make a hand gesture for the word for help. Maybe it's help. How? I don't know what the old Dakota. There is actually an old Dakota word. If somebody online can let us know what the word was, the hand gesture for helping in sign language. I don't know if it's help or however. I know there's different, but if you use sign language, that really helps you. Make a word for okia. I would say this is okia. They all come together and help each other. So, kia. Us. This is the word for us, right? Us. Kia. Kia. Helping us. Kia. Man, this guy said Kia like 7,000 times now. How come? Because I want it to seep into your soul. And we did the okiapi. They helped them. Okiapi. Okiapi. That's just those ones are being helped out there. Omake, onichiapi. Okay, this is the word to help them. Wicha is a word you'll hear for help. Oh, wicha. You'll hear that a lot in a lot of Dakota. Oh, wicha kia. You know, if you hear that word wicha in the middle of some kind of a word, they're talking about a few people, them, hey? Oh, wicha. Kia. Bi. They're helping. Oh, wicha kia bi. They're helping. Owi chakiapi. They're helping them. Owi chakiapi. Owi chakiapi. Owi chakia. You hear that on powwows a lot too. Like the singers are just singing hard, and the dancers are telling the dancers dance real hard and say, "Owi chakiapo." Owi chakiapi. Yeah.
What is that?
Them. Yeah. It's not us, so it's not it's not us, it's not ya, it's not you, it's not wa, it's not me, it's we cha, it's them. First time I learned this word was at the sweat lodge. I heard them say, we cha wo. I heard that because I was bringing in the rocks. Bring them in. Like, but it's them. It's not. Naka, I heard Tui say to you guys, Mini she said to you guys, and you guys didn't hear her. But it's like saying, put it on you and come. Put it on your hands. Right? And so I heard the guys, they said, when they were saying bringing in the rocks, instead of saying just one, awicha bring them in. Awicha. That's how I learned this word. Awicha. And they were just telling me, so he would say, whoa, it was a man in there. Awicha wo. And it's like, Daku, what are you talking about? It's the rocks. He didn't specify what. He says, oh, no, awicha wo. What? You know, looking around, what can I take in there? It's the rocks. Awicha uwo. So now it's owicha kiapi. Help them. Or so and so helps them. He or she helps them. Keep in mind, we always have to remember, we don't have he or she in our language. We don't even use those. I guess you could say we're awoke. What they say, gender stuff. We never got involved with gender too much in our language. But we do take pride in our manhood. When you want to feel like a man, you use wo and po. And then for a female, yeah. Put that emphasis to celebrate your feminine power. Yeah, you'll put there. And then for us, we'd say do. That's why you'll never hear the women say, wash the do. But some do, you know. Some do. Actually, I did hear a story of Unka telling there's a young man or so-and-so, when he talked Dakota, he'd always talk to female, because that's all he was around. I used to hear stories like that.
Yeah.
So there was men that talked that way, and it was respected too. So if you ever hear that, oh, you're talking like a wea, don't say, hey, that was allowed here at one time. That wasn't
Same
scolded.
same with the women too, eh? If they were raised, you know, by their father or grandfather.
Right, yeah.
Because I know of one person that spoke like she used do,
Right, yeah.
and because she was raised by her father.
Right, yeah, yeah. So, see, that's why in the old days there was a lot more respect and they honored each other a lot more. Now it's just like, get mad at you and kind of discourage you like that. But long in the old days, they allowed a lot of compassion on each other and understanding for each other. All right. Where are we here? I lost my place. Okay, here's that word. I help you. Ochichi. Ochichi, yeah. Oh. I think there's a hard chi. Oh, chi. Chi, yeah. And then ya for past tense, hey? Yeah for present, ya for past tense. Like you help that person. Oh, chi chi ya. I helped that person a long time ago, like that. So this is a real important, if we can make note on there that this is a real important class, is once you practice these, later on your conjugations will make a lot more sense. Once you really get these down. So this C here, is a little C with a dot on the bottom. That's how I make that one. However you guys want to do that, that's up to you. O, E, G. Yeah.
O chi chi.
O, E, G, A, P. I help you, and then just because, okay, just to simplify, och, now it's getting hard to say it now, I'm saying it so many times. Och, is just one. Now we're going to add more than two people here. So now that's just, I'm going to help you and a couple others. Or so-and-so is going to help you and a couple others. Or 1,000 of you. O-G-I-P. The reason why, too, I brought up this word here, because this is a Dakota value to be helpful. That's why I always, like, when Randall said, do you think you can help us with this? Yes, of course, yes, I'm going to come out, yeah, I can help. I'll help, you know? I help. Because that's our custom. That's who we are as Dakota people. That's what we do. We're eager to help. Uncle used to talk about that. So the young people that Flower Day, what they were supposed to do is you're supposed to scan the audience. You look anywhere there's help, you go run. Go run over there, go help right away. Oh, chi-chia. Oh, chi-chia. Okay, here's another them one. O-wi cha wa kie. O-wi cha wa kie. Them I help. Help them I go towards. I help them. Owi chawakie. Owi chawakia. Past tense. Owi chawakie. Right now. Owi chawakie. Owi chawakie. Owi chawakie. Owi chawakie. Owi chawakie. This word wa, remember what I was saying earlier, what that does? Everybody remind yourself, wa, 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 wa. I'm doing something, right? Wa doa, I sing. Doa, I sing. Wa doa, I sing. Wa doa. I don't say ma doa because that means I'm a song. Ma doa, I'm a song. Right? You could be a song. What kind of a song are you? Doesn't make sense. You know, a lot of times we'd say that, Madonna. You could, I am a song, you know, maybe that's some kind of a poem or something he's writing, right? I don't know. Well, it doesn't make any sense, really. But that's what would do. That's what would happen if you said ma instead of wa. Wadona. I am singing. Wadona. Wadona. Wa, wa, wa. So that's where this wakie, I do. Or I go towards, wa. Owi chawakie, I help them. Owi chawakie, owi chawakie, owi chawakie. To think of this, we're not even halfway done with just this word. It's a big, long bunch of conjugations just to say this stuff. All right, here's another one. Me, you, maya, kie. Guess what that one means? Take a wild guess. Me, you, help. You help me. Oh my aki.
You help me.
You help me. Do you see how that works? Help me, you. That's how it is. It's backwards, right? This could be the word for help right here. Help me, you. Help me, you do. Yeah. It's backwards, right? Help me, you do. Help me, you do. Omakie. Omayakie. Sorry. Omayakie. 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 You help me. Omayakie. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Omayakie. Help. Now, if we want to, now I'm not just talking about you, I'm talking about both of you. So all I have to do is just add the B at the end, yeah? Oh ma, ya, e. Now this one changes here again to ya instead. Oh maya. Oh maya kiapi. Maya kiapi. Oh maya kiapi. Oh maya kiapi.
You guys help me.
Both of you, yeah? Two of you now.
You
You guys is. So if you can kind of think of kind of P also means you guys. Hey, you guys. How many times you hear that growing up? Hey, you guys is. P means you guys is. Oh my akiapi. Oh, I didn't even put the A right here. Whoops. Oh my akiapi. But you'll piece it together when you do it like this too. Because they all mean something. Each one of them. Oh ma ya bi. You put it in your hand. Oh ma ya bi. Oh ma ya bi. But remember the O is bigger. Oh ma ya bi. Oh ma bi. Make sure to not practice that like that too long because remember Dakota flows, right? It's not. You'll notice other language like they have a lot of real hard, but Dakota's very flowy. It's very much water, a water language. There's not too much hard sounds. Like you go down south and you hear a lot of language. It has it's real hard. Their language. Dakota's very flows, very well. That's why it's actually hard to learn because it sounds like all those words flow into one word. But that's just the language. There's a bunch of words flowing into one word. Yeah, cool. Where are we? Did you guys need a little break? Just for a couple minutes? Just to get a refill on coffee? I think we've been going for like 45 minutes here.
take a quick
2-minute break. Just quick. Just get up, walk around, breathe. Okay. Yeah, we'll continue on. This is the next one we're going to do for you help them. Remember that word them in this situation is we cha. We cha is also a homonym, they call it. So we cha also means a man. We cha means a man. And it could also mean a raccoon, if I'm not mistaken. So it can mean 3 different things. But I think they called a raccoon a wicha because it acted like a man, right? Like it had hands and everything, and kind of
Yeah.
man-like. Yeah, stealing garbage, stealing, getting into things they shouldn't be getting into. So yeah, the raccoon is called a wicha as well. And so we're gonna put that o for the help, and then the word wicha for them. Yeah. You help them all. You help them. You help them. You help them. Not all. But here's the all one. O wicha. Ki ya bi. You help them all. Now that word be means all. O wicha kiapi. You help them all. Okay, here's the hard one. This one took me a long time. I was like, what? What? I don't get it. Oh, So now we're going to talk about us, right? Oh, Oh, Now you, me, or us, and now you. Ya. Oh, ya. Oh, ya. Now let's put that kiapi. B means all, right? You help us all. Us, you help all of us. Onkia. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. This is the one. Remember I was saying earlier. This one is going to make your eyes crossed. It's going to make you confused. But this. Once we start to figure this out, you'll be able to conjugate a bunch of other words later on too. You'll start to make sense. A lot makes sense. A lot will make sense. But just so you know, when you're developing a language, man, your brain hurts. You get tired. Your brain gets tired too. Hey, your mind. So if your mind is getting tired, it's just like working out. It's like working out. So just so you know, it's not fun learning a language, but it's rewarding later on. We talked about that in the beginning. This is not an instant gratification. You're gonna have to work for this, right? We're gonna have to stick together, encourage each other, keep coming. Because some days you'd be like, oh, I don't want to go. This is hard. Oh man, that stressed me out trying to learn those words. Oh, but keep doing it. Keep doing it. That's a good sign. We're stressing out a little bit. That's why we're going to repeat it. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Remember here, the say it loud. Say it out. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Ya kiapi. Now here's the other. Which one? People are telling me it's easy when I do this too. Break them down, right? And this is the emphasis right here, the big one. If I put this in a square, say it loud, that part, and then drop this down. We chayakiapi. We chayakiapi. We chayakiapi. We chayakiapi. Tongue twister. That's not easy saying it. We chayakiapi. We chayakiapi. We chayakiapi. Gets harder and harder every time I say it. Just remember say it loud, the O part. We chayakiapi. We chayakiapi. And then slow it down. We cha ya kia bi. 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 Here's another us word. What's the word for us? Got it. Hey, we're getting it. We're getting it. Oh, oh, Let's build this word here. Me. It's for you. Us to you. Chi. Ya. Bi. Oh, ni. 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 We help you. We, you, help. Oh, unichiapi. Oh, unichiapi. Oh, unichiapi. Oh, nichiapi. Oh, nichiapi. Oh, nichiapi. See how it's all one word when you put it together? Sounds like one sound. Oh, nichiapi. But oh, nichiapi. Oh, nichiapi. Oh, nichiapi. Oh, nichiapi. We help you all. That's when your kids say, how come you only help this one? Oh, nichiapi do. We help you all. Oh, nichiapi. There's one here. You and I help them. I forgot that one. This is a different one. It kind of changes here on these ones. I forgot this one. Oops. You and I help them. Oh, nichiapi. I made a special note because this one's different, right? This is the only time it gets different. You and I help them. And if it's just one person, you just take this out and then put the eh. Oh, we choo kie. We choo, we choo, we choo. Practice that one. Oh, we choo kiapi. Oh, we choo kie. We choo. There's that. Make your nose vibrate on that. Oh, we choo, we choo. Emphasize it a lot in the beginning. We choo real hard, then you can soften it later. We choo. Make your nose vibrate. Oh, we chunky. And here it gets a little easier. Here's the me part. Oh ma kie. They help me. Or just one person. Oh ma kie helps. So and so helps me. Oh ma kie. Oh ma is the me part now. Oh ma kie. You'll hear this one here in a lot of the prayer songs. Oh ma kie. Oh ma kia. There's songs that say that long. A lot of songs that oh ma kia. Oh makia wo, help me, help me. Oh makia wo. Oh makia, yeah, for ladies. This is only this beginning part. We still haven't, we can still add the, the commands. We can still do more to these words here in the future. So we're not done with these words yet. We can still do more to these words. And so now you can say, oh makiapi. Now you're talking about a few more people helping you now. Now, hey, o makiapi. O makiapi. O makiapi. O makiapi. O makiapi. Those of you that are home, if you learn from this book here, if you have this book, this one helps. Conjugations. A lot of us go to reference on these ones. But the problem is with these, the only problem is it doesn't tell you that little dot like that. It gives it all in one word. So how do you know, is it okie or okie? How do you know? You won't know, right? So that's why with this book, you got to work with a teacher with you. It's best to help for them to help you, because you'll get confused and a lot. And so luckily with this program here, this book will bring it to life in a sense. You know, help to make more sense. That's one of the fears of learning just from the book. Is the emphasis could be different on each word. So it's best to work with an elder, and all that means just reaching out and saying, "Can you help me?" "O makia." You call a language speaker and you say, "O makia ye, o makia wo, help me, help me." Yeah. Okay. I think we did the onichiapi. Hey, right? We did that one. Onichiapi. They help you all. Onkiapi. They help us. Onkiapi. They help us, right? Onkiapi. They help us. Onkiapi. They help us. Onkiapi. Oichakiapi. They help them. I think we did all these ones. Otherwise, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we got all these. All right. So I think we did good on those. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. And like I said, you're going to be frustrated with that. Like it's going to be like, "Hey, can you say it again? Can you say it again? Can you say?" It's going to be like that for a while. But there's going to be a little bit of different situations where I said maybe, you know, like I'll give you an example for one of these. Let me see here. So you have this guy talking to this guy, and he's telling them that he helps these guys. He's helping them. He's helping all these, and so this guy would say, "Oh, ichakiapi, you are helping them," like that. We can figure out a writing or a drawing or something that can figure out what those scenarios actually look like, right? So maybe that's what we'll work on that, like that. And then so you might see a guy like this. He's standing here, and he's asking for help, and he's saying, "Oh makia," and he's just saying, "Whoa," because he's only talking to one person. But if it's two people, how does that look like? You know what I mean? So we can figure that out. It's you know, I think once we understand this one conjugation like that, then I think we can go a long way. I think the next word that I'd like to work on is the word okachniche or kachniche. You know, to understand oakachniche, oyakachniche, oyakachniche. You know, all the different. I understand, you understand, we understand. That's the other one that I'll be working on next. Yeah, any questions or how's any opinions, questions are out there in the audience? Okay. I think that's what I had for my lesson today. What time is it now? Where are we at here? 8:05. Okay, I can keep going all night here if we need to. Okay, the direction that I wanted to go here was for prayer. You know, I said the direction that I went to learn the language was through prayer first, because I'd be talking to language speakers and they're looking at me like, you know, kind of like funny when they're kind of trying to talk. But I notice when I pray, there's no judgment, there's no criticism. And I know, because spirit, you know, is nothing but love, compassion. Humans are different, you know, they laugh at you, say all kinds of. So for me, prayer was the best way to learn, because I could talk to the Creator by myself whenever I'm by myself. So that's why I learned those words like Onkia, help us. Onkia po, help us. You know, Omakia o, help me. You know, like that's why I learned that word, because that was the word that I wanted to use the most in prayer. And so I always notice too that in Dakota that the word wamayaka, or behold me, is another important. So we'll talk about that word. But you'd always hear the word naji in Dakota. In our songs, nawaji, nayaji, yeah, chokata nawaji, I stand at the center. Chokata nawaji, I stand at the center. Makak akan nawaji, you hear that? I stand on the earth. I stand on the earth. Maka akan nawaji. I hear those words, and so that's why I'm choosing these words in particular. So next time you go to sweat lodge or church or however, wherever you pray, you'll be able to pray in your language. And so naji is a real important word in prayer too, because people, to be strong, you'd stand, right? You'd stand, and so that's why they use those words. Makaka nawaji, wamaka. I stand upon the earth, look at me. I stand upon the earth. Wamayaka, wamayaka, mayaka. Right? See, you're hearing those words already. So I stand. I'm just going to do these real quick because nawaji. And if there's a Z or Z, you can use Z or Z, whatever you say. You could use that if you for nawaj. It makes the same sound. Nawaji. Nayaji, obviously, right? Are you guys figuring out the pattern now? Nayaji, Nayaji. You're going to start noticing there's a pattern to all of these. Nayaji. 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 Nauji. Nauji. And then Najipi. Just for fun, I'm going to do this one with a Z. Or a Z. Just to be different. Tokcha. Trying to be Tokcha all the time. Tokcha is a word for different. Tokcha. So these are the kind of words that I wanted to talk about. Okay, I wanted to just for the sake of how confusing our language, I wanted to just real quick talk about this word okie, because man, that sounds like that last word we just said, okie, right? Okie, how different that is now. So here's that dot now. Oki. This is the part here where this part is going to be higher. Oki. Oki. And then this part's going to drop. Yeah. Or ya for past tense. Okie or okia. Okay, here's the word for tell them, or to say, okiaka. So we're going to go into this word now. Okiaka. We'll work in the conjugations on this one. Okiaka. 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 Tell him, tell him, tell him, tell him. I was saying on my Facebook today, I was going to try to use all the words we use for when we're gossiping. And this is actually one of them. This is a gappy word. Okiaka. You can say okiaka shni. Don't say anything. Okiaka shni. Okiaka shni. So that's what I was saying. This is a word, before you start gossiping, you always say this, okiakishti. Don't say anything about this. Don't tell anybody I told you. If I ever hear that, somebody, don't tell anybody I told you, I'm going to walk out the room. I don't want to know. Okay, okiake. Oakiake. There's the wa part. Now I'm doing. Oakiake. Oakiake. So now you notice it's not okia. I'm not saying owakiake. You notice that? It's different there. Owakiake. Break it down. This is the part where you say it just deadly, and then you drop down over here. Owakiake. 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 Whole different sound there altogether. Oyakiake. You tell them. You're telling them. Unkokiake. That's a different one there. A different style. Oyakiake.
Is there kids playing outside?
Yeah. Yeah. I've been saying that. Okay, go tell them. Yeah. Okay, go tell them. Go to bed. Yeah. In the old days, yeah, Kushis would have went out there and scolded them and said, "Get home." You know, they would have said that.
Hadab.
Yeah. 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 You and I tell him. Oh, sorry. Unkoki. Let's practice that one. Unkoki. Unkokiake. 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 It's nice to hear you guys. The more you guys say it, when you guys are out there repeating it, saying it over and over, it sounds true. Unkokiakapi. We tell him or her. Getting hot in here, is it me?
It's you.
Me?
I'm freezing.
You're freezing. Taking all the heat away from you.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Your energy is strong.
Jeez.
You see that?
Okiaka. Okiakapi. 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 They tell her or him. They tell. Okiakapi. 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 Oops, sorry. They tell him or her. They. Okiakapi. Omakiake. Omakiake. They tell me. Now you'll hear this a lot when the elders are telling stories of what their grandpas tell them. Omakiaka. They told me that. They told me that. Anytime I'm hearing elders tell stories, you'll hear them say this 1,000 times. Hell, Maka, they told me this, they told me that, right? Because I always got confused. I was wondering, hey, Omakiaka, is you saying they helped him in some way? I used to say, because it sounds like Omakia, right? It's very close. And they said, no, they told him. Omakiaka, they told me. Omakiaka. Omakiaka. Hey, Omakiaka. They told me that. And then Onichiake. Now you got that Oni. Remember when I was telling you, when you hear that word chi, it just seems like it turns into like an intimate conversation between somebody talking to one person. It seems like that, because even when you hear kichi, they're with each other. Kichi, closeness. Kichi is another word to say kchi, together. Kchi. Nichi. Omakiaka. Onichiake. 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 Onichiake, 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 onichiake. That's why I should hear that. Even if you plug your ears up and say it, you can hear yourself better. Another way I used to do it is so I could hear myself is I used to use my hand like that so I could hear exactly how I'm saying it. Because sometimes when you think you're saying it a certain way, it's actually sounding different. This is the one they're telling you, right? He or she's telling you something. Owichawakie. Owichawakie. Kiake. Oh, holy smokes. Owichawakiake. 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 Just tell them, hey, there's that word white we cha again. Whenever you hear that word, we. Now, by the way, now that you guys are learning these little words, once you go listen to the language, you'll hear these we cha, like all these little ma, ni. If he's talking about himself or somebody else, or you'll start to recognize these now. Okay. Oh, chawaki, okay. That's a hard one to say. Yeah. And by the way, if it is hard, break them down, right? Wa, kia, ke. Oh, we chawaki, ke. Oh, we chawaki, ke. Oh, we chawaki, ke. This is the, they tell them. Oh, we cha, the word is them, right?
We chawaki.
Oh, we chawa, oh, we chawaki, ke. I tell them. Wa is the part, I, wa, ki. I'm doing it, right? Wa, wa. Here, let's just like let's make it in them. I, them, if that helps.
You know what, Toshita, I think, which one is that? Oichi. Is that I tell them?
Yeah, oh, we cha, wa. This part right here.
Oichi wakieka. Oi chawakia.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 It's a tongue twister. Yeah.
That's how, I think there's a mistake.
Okay. Yeah. Which part? Could you say it again? This one?
Oichi. Yeah, oichi wakiake.
Yep.
Instead of the A, it's an I.
Really? Okay. Okay. Yeah. See, that's why we have the elders here. I'm going to underline this one. Oichi wakiake. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oichi wakiake.
Oichi wakiake.
All right.
Oichi wakiake.
We're going to have to let these guys know down there. Hey, you guys.
Hey, on page 92.
Yeah. Who's running things down there? Holy smoke. But keep a note of that, everybody out there, on page 92. There's one little difference like that. And that's on I tell them. I tell them. So there's, instead of we cha, it's we chi on there. Oichi wakiake. Oichi wakiake. Okay, I'm going to have to practice that one. We'll practice that one.
Oichi wakiake.
Yeah.
Oichi wakiake.
So that second one, oichakiakapi. Oichikiakapi. Let me write this one down. I'll get you guys to say it.
Oichi. It'll be the same to oichi.
Okay.
Oichi
Oichi
kiaka.
kiaka. Yeah.
Oichi he. I just
Yeah.
get mixed up.
Ka. I know. When you
Oichi.
say it over and over, it gets you all.
Oichi kiakapi.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Chair, ishta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oichi kiaka. Cool. So maybe it would be nice, you know, as time goes on, you know, as we're learning these, we might find more.
Yeah, I
We,
think so.
we might find a few more in here that's not exactly, which is good because we'll be able to clarify that and fix that for future generations as we're going along. So we're editing as we're going along as well, which is good. And which is also good, which is, again, the argument, it's good to learn with books, but you need elders, and there's just very few. So come and sit with elders as much as you can. Okay. He or she tells you and me, unkokiake. Is that one good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, if it's ga, it'll be past tense. If it's ke, it means it's happening right now, hey? Unkokiaka, unkokiake, unkokiake, unkokiake. And the same thing. Unkokiakapi. He or she tells us. We have one more, and then we're done. I don't know. What time is it now? All right. I don't know if any of the other teachers would want to share at the end here. But I think this will be the last one for me. Unkokiakapi. 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 They tell us. That's what the government's always doing, that's telling us something. Unkokiakapi. Learn that word eche. Means always. You'll hear that word at the end of something. Eche. We'll go into that word a little bit later on. You can make a little note, kind of like you'll use it at the word of something. Something that always happens. Sometimes you hear them say, che, che. All right, okay. I think that's, any questions, answers? How am I doing anyways? By my good people out there, hopefully I'm doing good. See how easy it is. By the way, I just wanted to say out there, see how easy it is to be corrected. You have to, in order to be a language learner, you have to walk with a degree of humility. In other words, you have to be willing to say, oh, I didn't know that. Now I'm learning more. I'm growing. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Because you'll be corrected 1,000 times. And there's so many stories of some of the elders that married a Dakota, and they're learning Dakota, and then they'd say words, and man, they were funny. Some of those stories of our, my Kunshi, for example, she didn't know Dakota, and she was learning from my Unkan. And some of the words that she would get wrong, and they would laugh about those stories of how she said things in the beginning. But you got to get through it. It's going to be embarrassing at times. You're going to feel stupid at times. You're going to feel strange at times. But just keep learning. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep learning doing what you're doing. Don't give up. And like I said before too, we don't come here and try to intimidate anybody or say like a lot of times some of the Kushis Uganas say, oh, you don't know your language, you should know, like how come you don't know, like, and they shame you. We don't want shame and we don't want guilt, make people feel guilty for not knowing your language too, because most people are working. By the time they get home, they're tired. To put in a language is really hard. If you have time, it's possible to fully immerse yourself where it can take you a month to learn. But that's only if you're working on it every day, like 9 hours a day, you're fully immersing your mind in the language. Now, when you're not learning the language, my suggestion is just have elders. I just went on YouTube the other day, and I was listening to Donnie McKay, Ozzie McKay, all the different families here. I think I heard Eleanor on there too as well. I heard different speakers. Jesse as well was on there. Man, and you'd hear the different dialects. You know, you'd hear the different styles of talking between each person. It was really good. And I think Donnie and them talked about how the McKay family, they speak Wahpe Kute up there. And then so there's Bedewa Khan, Madewa Kantwa, you know, all the different dialects that are in the community here. And I remember people saying, your grandpa used to talk different. They used to say that about my grandpa too. And so his language was different. So that was like, so is that why you guys treat me different? Because I'm... No, I'm just kidding. So you're saying Matokta?
Yes.
Matokta, huh? Am I different or what? Yeah. So, you know, I think perhaps and so I always want to say that. It's celebrate that. You know, it's good to listen and talk with the Kushis and Ukans and find out, once you learn, as you're going along, you'll find out the different dialects that are being spoken. And who knows, even for this part right here, there might be a family that do say Wicha that we don't know. But in Sioux Valley, it's probably Wichi, like for the majority of the families here, right? And that's the stuff that we got to celebrate.
I said that because that's how I would say it.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so all of those little tiny details, we can talk about it as we're going along. And we call them all happy mistakes. And, you know, I'm sure the people that are on here work really, really hard for them. And they're not going to be 100% perfect. And so this is why it's all supporting each other, helping one another, taking care of one another. Unkan used to teach me the word odakikichiapi. He used to say that word. It's like a fellowship. And I remember that one really helped me. Hey, it's almost dakod. This means you could take this word. There's two different words. Oh, just doing the splits up here. Dakota. And there's Dakota. See, look at this.
More views.
More views if I do the splits. You should see that guy. He's doing the splits up there. Watch his videos. All of a sudden, there's 100 people learning their language. They're not even here to learn the language. They're here to watch the splits. But they learn the language on the side. And so consider this, you know, like it's really interesting when you look at these old definitions. There was two write-ups in the history for Dakota. The noun, the people of Dakota meant the people, and then the verb, Dakota was to be affectionate. They used to say ally, but that's more of a military word. I didn't like that word ally. They used to say it means ally, but that's more of like a political military word. But it means to be caring, affectionate, loving, friendly, you know, just an all-around good person. And so that's what that means. But this is the people of Dakota. That's two different words right there. So something to consider. And so most of you would say, well, what's the definition of being Dakota? And it really, if you can consider all of the people in Sioux Valley that are friendly, they're always like, oh, I'll give you hugs. Those are the Dakota. They're Dakota people. And the old story behind this is that Dakota were living with another tribe in the Iowa area, and the people down there were fighting and arguing and hurting each other, and the Dakota people decided to break off. They named themselves this and decided to live a different life of taking care of one another, helping one another, all of that kind of, you know, live in harmony with one another. That's what they wanted. And so that's the energy what we're trying to get back to. It's difficult, and I know none of us are perfect. We're not going to get there right away, and so it's going to take some work. And so with time, we're going to heal ourselves. With the language, we're going to heal as well. And so thank you very much for all of us coming. I like the crowd. More and more come. Encourage all you guys to come. We got coffee, got donuts, and that's that's enough reason to come right there. But there's a lot of other reasons coming, and I know a lot of us we laugh and joke around, and it's a lot of joking that happens, and that's what we need in here. That's medicine for all of us. So I just want to thank anybody else want anything to share? No.
No.
Okay. Yeah. And so with that, I just want to say thank you, Pidamapi, for all our relatives out there, and sleep well. Take care. Take care of each other.